Well, I used to be pro-choice, so I've been involved with pro-life work for about 3 years.
So you were pro-choice. Does that mean,
by default. I didn't really know what I believed. I just believed it because that's what cool liberal people believe. People that are going to American universities, liberal arts. That's just what they teach you is open-minded and politically correct. So that's why I believe in abortion.
She didn't really know that we were coming out there.
And had you had one?
No.
You haven't had an abortion?
Thank God no. A lot of my friends growing up did, and I'm just thankful that. And
so you saw what it was like with the friends that you had?
Yes, I sure did. Believe me, it was something I was very scared of, and I never wanted to go through. And now looking back, they're in their 30s, and one of them just had a baby, and she almost died during labor. And I know that the other one during high school. I know that the other one during high school actually had to undergo biopsies for cancer. I mean, that's what biopsies are for, right? So I don't know if it was as a result of her abortion, but I just remember hearing all those things and having a good bit of fear about abortion growing up. But I still held fast to the belief that it was every woman's right and that abortion was a positive thing for society and for women in general.
And what was it that brought you into the pro-life side actively?
Well, actually, I began listening to Christian radio in 2000, an election year, and I heard them mention that if you called yourself a Christian, you'd best vote for George Bush because voting for Bill Clinton was a vote for abortion. So I thought, wow. Then I began pursuing reading up on it, but I didn't become involved until last year. Until 3 years ago. Sorry about that.
And when you first got involved, where'd you go?
I actually went online, and that's how I became involved. I Googled volunteer and pregnancy, and expectant mother care popped up, and then I spoke with Chris, and he gave me an opportunity to volunteer here in the South Bronx because I speak Spanish, so he thought that would be a good match for me because I have a lot of Hispanic clients.
And has that been true? Have you had an effect with Hispanic clients?
Oh, definitely. But it's I believe that part of what I've learned out here is that I need to be culturally sensitive to so many different cultures because it's New York City. There are people from Trinidad, people from Jamaica, African Americans, Hispanics from many different countries, and every girl and every couple comes from a different cultural perspective. And also just living in the Bronx, that's its own culture. So those are things I had to learn, and I believe that I've become better at as time has gone on.
Now, being in the Bronx, there must be some tough guys. That
yeah, sometimes, but for
women.
the most part, they look tough on the outside. The toughest ones I've seen have worked actually for the abortion clinic, and one of them actually pushed me in a few times, so I had to go to the cops about that. And mostly they just try to insult you or use derogative terms towards you. And
that's the men who have brought their women for abortions, but in general, have you been harassed by anyone else?
Actually, most of the people that I've been harassed by are the abortion clinic staff themselves. A few times by men that really want their girlfriend to have an abortion. But for the most part, men have been really supportive of what we're doing, and they love what we're doing. I realize that men are really pro-life in their hearts, and they've just been really hurt by societal views on abortion. Probably that's why men don't have a choice. I really believe that. Because if men were involved in the choice, most of these abortions wouldn't be happening.
And how many would you guess, if you had to, how many lives do you think you saved?
Wow. I really don't know, because people leave every day. I can't say that it was because I was here or because of anything I said or did, but usually I can get about 2 or 3 girls to turn around daily. I feel really happy with that. I think that's great.
So you get them in to do the ultrasound, and then there's a good possibility they'll turn around on it.
Yeah, there's a really good possibility. And actually, a lot of times, just by speaking with a girl and showing that you really love her and showing her pictures and showing her truth, then a lot of times the girl will also leave the abortion clinic.
Great.
Yeah, I'm really happy about that. I've gotten a lot better. At first, it was really, really hard, and girls would just turn from me quickly because when I started, I had a different approach. I looked at it, through my point of view. That, this girl needed to be enlightened about what she was doing, and the way I did it was just sort of throw myself at her and say, oh, and I was very emotional. So now I actually have to kick back a little bit when I'm speaking with her, which is hard for me because it's hard for me to be relaxed about her almost wanting to kill her baby or have an abortion. But I've noticed that gets me a lot farther with the girls, because when I'm all stressed out and, oh my goodness, they tend to run from me. So if I just kind of approach them gently, nonchalantly, it goes a lot further, and that's sort of the reverse of what I initially was doing.
Well, what do you say to people out there who may not have ever done anything? They're just watching the video and they're thinking, I've never done anything. I've never been in the field. What do you do? What do you say to them to encourage them to come out?
Truly, I believe that if you give yourself a chance out here and work little by little, because I was overcome with fear at first, but I believe it's 1 Peter, it says that perfect love casteth out all fear. And I think that if you can overcome the fear that you feel out here on the sidewalk, you can probably do anything that you would ever set your mind to. Because working out here, yes, is very difficult, but you meet wonderful people, and they can encourage you and strengthen you, and before you know it, you'll be, I believe that you will truly have the opportunity to save lives. So it's absolutely worth the initial fear and disappointment that you're going to feel. Yes, for more information, they can just log on to www.emcfrontline.org.